Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Nursing with Ingrid. Thank you for stopping by yet once again and sharing space with me. I absolutely appreciate it. It's been a while. I do apologize. I haven't uploaded. Life has happened and it is what it is. I won't make excuses, but I am apologizing for not uploading as I usually do. Now, today's video, we are going to discuss something that is very, very sensitive and it's very present, but we don't speak about it. And today's video is actually inspired by Tamar Braxton. She was on an interview with Taraji, and she was talking about her attempted, what motivated her and what was the thought process going through that. And as I watched that interview, I realized that most of us go through that. You are not alone. We are not alone in this world, dealing with the things that we have to deal with, dealing with life, that things have been thrown at us. We've got no control over some of the things, but we do have control over other things. So today we're going to discuss our mental health, and from a perspective of being compassionate to each other, being available for each other. Now, as we look at, as I watched that interview, and the reasoning behind Tamar attempt was because of her child and her being a mother and being portrayed in the public arena the way she has been. It seemed to her the best thing was to remove herself from the situation so her son can live a better life or have a better life. Now, this comes down to the decisions that we make when we are younger. And the decisions that we make when we're younger and we don't have responsibilities, we don't think ahead that one day we are going to have husbands and children and we make these decisions based on our needs at that particular time. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. However, when you reach a point in your life where you've got other people that you are responsible for, other people that you love and care for, then it becomes in your face thing where you realize that I've made some bad decisions and they are affecting my loved ones, my family in a certain way. And sometimes I can understand where she was coming from with that, is just to remove yourself from the situation so people can carry on with their lives, because in your mind, and our minds are our worst enemy and our egos are our worst enemy. Our ego does not serve us at all. It's there for selfish reasons. So when you look at your life and things are falling apart in your opinion, and you think that you've just displaced and you've put your family in such a bad situation that the only solution is to do the unthinkable. But when you think about doing the unthinkable, you take all these things into consideration. You plan it out. You plan everything out so that after whatever happens, your family is going to be okay. But they're not. Now, let's bring it back to us, the normal people in the world that work, that live, that are not famous, that are not in the public eye. If stuff like that can happen to a celebrity, how much more do these things happen within our communities, amongst our friends, amongst our families? Because we don't want to speak about it because people don't understand where you're coming from. I mean, you can pick up the phone and speak to someone and they're like, oh, no, don't think that, those are negative thoughts, and just think positive. But when you're in that moment where there's nothing else you can think of, you are so consumed with the feelings that you have, with the disappointment that you have about yourself, there is nothing else that you think of besides whatever it is you are deciding to do or what you are planning to do. So for me, I would like us to talk about these things a little bit more, because they are more prevalent than we are aware of. Every second or third person is going through some sort of struggle at this point in life, and especially this year. It's been an absolutely terrible year for many people. There's many people out there that are feeling like, the world has come to an end. There's nothing left to life. That is not true, and it's okay to feel that way. You need to be supported by people that you can trust with information, and if you can't find a person that you can speak to a counselor. Go on the phone and speak to Lifeline. Speak to somebody, however, or seek help. Go to the clinic and just get help. There is nothing wrong with taking medication to help you get through this terrible patch that you are going through, because that is it. It is what it is. From students that are in school to people that are working. Some people are stressed out because they are trying by all means to keep their jobs, do whatever needs to be done, whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it, but because you want to secure your job, you will do these things. And at the end of the day, you're the only one that is sitting and facing yourself in the mirror. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, you either despise yourself, you regret what you've done, or you are just in that place where there is no other option. And we're all going through it at the moment. Let's love one another. And actually, I should have started by asking you, how are you? When was the last time somebody asked you, how are you? Genuinely looked you in the eye and asked you, how are you? How are you doing? How is life? What is going on in your life? Do we get those people that ask us those questions? No, we seldom do. So I'm asking you, how are you? Are you okay? And if you're not okay, that's fine. There's a lot of us that are not okay. We put on a brave face every single day, trying to get through the day. There's days where you don't want to get up in the morning. There's days where you feel like, this is it, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore. We all go through it. We all have been there. There's a lot of people within my inner circle and my outer circle that are struggling at the moment. They are absolutely struggling. There's people that are thinking of taking their children with them on this journey to alleviate the stress and the anxiety and the depression and just all of those mental things that are going through our minds every single day from the beginning of this year up until this present moment. And at this present moment, I feel that this video is really timed right for me, because we're going into the festive season, or we are in the festive season, where we are going to be having family gatherings, where we're going to be meeting friends and families that we haven't seen in a while. And those things bring up unresolved issues in our lives, and it makes that whole season very, very difficult. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay if you do not get on with your family. If your family is wonderful, fantastic, you guys get on like a house on fire, I am so happy for you. But there's some families that don't get along. And when it comes to Christmas time and the holiday season, where you've got to mingle with your friends and family, it becomes a nightmare for them. It becomes an anxiety-filled emotion. You know, they're living their lives with a lot of anxiety because they don't know what uncle so-and-so is going to say. They don't know what cousin so-and-so is going to say. There's unresolved issues within the family, and now you've got to sit and have a dinner with them. It's okay to excuse yourself. If there's no solution right now, excuse yourself for yourself. Do it for you. Just be selfish for once in your life. If there's nothing you can do and you know that it's just going to be drama, 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 excuse yourself. Be alone if you have to. But preserve yourself, preserve your soul, preserve your mind as well. Because right now we are all fragile. We are all spinning out of control. And when I say that, myself included. We are spinning out of control. There's nothing that we can do at this point. You feel helpless and hopeless. And at the same time, you've got so many people around you. You are engaging with so many people. You're connected to so many people. But how many of those people can you actually sit down and have a conversation with them and tell them how you're feeling? Unapologetically, honestly, openly. There's very few. And if you have those kinds of people in your life, please reach out to them. And if you are one of those people and you know that they are your friends or your family or somebody that is really struggling at this point, reach out to them. Reach out to them because they need that kind of support. We've been in lockdown, we've been in isolation, we've been in our homes, and it is overwhelming. It gets to a point where it's overwhelming. A phone call won't hurt you. A text message won't hurt you. You don't know whether that text message is the message that is going to change somebody else's life. And coming to changing somebody else's life as well. Let us be gentle and kind with everybody that we encounter every single day. When you go to the store, when you go anywhere, be nice to people, because we are all feeling a certain kind of way at the moment. Some of us don't even know what we're going to have for Christmas. Some of us can't afford to buy the things that we usually could afford. And that is difficult. Let's reach out to each other. Let's help each other. Let's be the community that we were supposed to be, that we were designed to be, that we reach out to each other. You are your brother's keeper. You are your sister's keeper. And it doesn't have to be your blood relatives. It can be somebody that you know very well that is struggling at this moment. Let us be compassionate. Let us be absolutely compassionate. Because going forward, honestly, life is not going to be the same as it was before. The nuclear family is not going to survive anymore. We need extensions. We need support. And if we can't get that support, if you can pay for it, pay for the support. Pay for it. Speak to somebody. Get the help that you need earlier than later. Because we are all in this. We are popping off. We are angry. We are everything that you can possibly imagine. We are an emotional wreck. We happy one day, we crying the whole of the next day. You don't come out of your room for a few days. That is not life. But that means that somebody is crying out for help. Let us help each other, guys. Let us help each other. This year has been tumultuous. We've lost people. We've lost friends. We've lost family. We've lost nurses. We've lost doctors. We've lost a lot of people this year. And we need to go back to be people-centric. We need to go back to that community environment, that whole idea of Ubuntu. And that idea of Ubuntu, that is a South African thing, is so important because it takes a community to build a community. So let us be those communities to each other, whether it's a nuclear environment or whether it's on a grander scale, you know. And if it is on a grander scale, do what you need to do. Do what you can to help somebody else. If you know in your church or in your neighborhood that there's somebody that is really struggling, help them out. When you go to the grocery store, buy something for them. And it's not to gloat about, and do it with humility. Maintain their dignity when you do things like that. If you are going to help somebody, maintain their dignity at all costs, because we are all precious human beings. Whether we're up there or whether we're down in the dumps, we are human beings at the end of the day. Let us respect each other. Let us honor each other. There's no person that is better than the next. And we don't know what the future holds. So the friendships and the connections that we have at the moment, let's nurture them, guys. Let us nurture them. Nurture your colleagues. Nurture your relatives. Nurture your family. Just give them love and be there. It's not about money. It's not about the materialistic things. It's about being present in the moment to allow somebody to express themselves the way they feel, without apologizing for it, and without feeling bad, and without feeling degraded by doing so. Be that shoulder. And guys, at the end of the day, we don't know the answers. We don't have the answers. It's okay to not have the answers. It's okay. Sit there and listen. And just say, I am here for you. If you ever need to talk, I am here for you. That's all that it takes. And I would like us to go and also look at our family dynamics. Let's go back to the Braxtons again. We've got the other sister that is Tracy. She knows what needs to be done. She feels like she's the outsider in her own family. Everybody is super popular. Everybody is famous. Everybody is doing wonderful things. And she always feels that she's left aside. And she proved a point to say that she is independent. She will not do what the rest of the family expects of her, especially at the time when they decided to strike on their reality show. Tracy went to work because she knew what was supposed to be done. She knew that she had to handle business for her family. So let us respect our family's decisions. If they decide to go against what we want for their own benefit and for their growth, let's give it to them. Let's not make anybody feel bad for making the decisions that they're making for their life, for their family. Because at the end of the day, it's their family. It's their life. And also, let us not dim our own light. People are insecure out there in the world, but don't dim your light, because your light might be the beacon that somebody else is looking for. Don't dim your light. Don't dim your light. Be an inspiration. You don't have to speak. You don't have to be on a platform to speak about anything at all. Just be a genuine person. Be an empathic person. Put yourself in somebody's shoes. Don't judge people until you know exactly what they're going through. And then afterwards, once you've walked in their footsteps for a mile or two, for a kilometer or two, then maybe you can judge them. But before you've done that, don't judge anybody. Because life is the way it is. It's designed the way it is. Because today it is somebody else that is going through that. It might be you tomorrow. Who are you going to call if you were never there for anybody? Let us be each other's comfort. Let us be each other's safe place. And don't gossip. Don't gossip about somebody's struggles. Don't lose those ties. Don't cut those ties. I've seen it. I've experienced it. You reach a point where people don't pick up your call anymore. Why? Because you don't you don't add value to them at this point. Let's not do that. And that is not what friends and family is supposed to do. Because if people do that, then they're really not your friend. They've never been your friend. They've just used you for whatever they needed to gain from you. And now that you cannot provide whatever it is they needed, they don't need you and they won't answer your call. There's some people that you most probably haven't heard from in months. Those are not your friends. Because like I said, has anybody asked you, how are you? How are you holding up? How are things going with you and your family? If nobody asks you that, then when you have come out of the situation, those are the people that you know that you don't need as well, because they were never there for you in your deepest, darkest moments. That's when you know who your friends are. That's when you know who your family is. The people that you can go to and absolutely open yourself up. And they can just say, I'm so sorry. And that's all you need to hear sometimes is, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for what you're going through. I can't imagine what you're going through. And that is what we need. That is what we need as human beings. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what your status is, how much you earn, whatever the case may be, it does not matter. At the end of the day, you are a human being. I am a human being. Everybody else is a human being. The beggar on the side of the road most probably didn't choose to be there, but circumstances have forced them to be in that situation. Greet them. Buy them a meal. The car guards, they stand in the blistering sun. They stand in the rain, watching over your cars in the mall, and you give them a $5. Let's love each other. Let's support each other. Let us be there for one another. And going into this festive season, please let us be responsible. Let us be kind. Let us not drink and drive. We can't afford more debts at this point. We are losing too many people, too many friends, too many family, too many colleagues. Let's be responsible. Let's press that reset button and do things differently. 2020 has shown us that you can do things differently. We've done things differently the whole of this year. So let's keep doing things differently. Press that reset button. Reset your mindset. Reset your heart. Reset your life. And remember that everybody is important. Everybody is important. And with that, I'd like to say, have a very Merry Christmas. I hope you are absolutely blessed, and I hope that you are going to have a good holiday. And please take the rest. It's been a long year. Take the rest, enjoy the rest. And then we'll pick it up again next year. A very Merry Christmas to all of you out there, from my family to you. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. God bless. Goodbye.